Zappe. How we doing this week, Bailey?
Doing good. How about y'all?
We're doing great. It must feel nice to get a win, huh? You get out there, your second start. How does it feel to put one on the board?
Yeah, it's always good to get a win. Winning's hard in the league, and, of course, things have been going, our way totally, this entire season. So to be able to go into a hostile environment against a great team and come out with a win is a great feeling. And, hopefully we can just get back at it this week and go play another great team, the Chiefs, and just try to do it again.
Bailey, the cameras caught you walking off the field after the win, kind of hugging on Bill O'Brien, and he's getting a laugh out of him. I'm wondering, do you feel like you did anything to surprise your offensive coordinator with your performance, particularly in the first half of that game?
No, I mean, I wouldn't say I surprised anybody. I think I just did what, O'Brien has coached me to do. I did exactly, went through the reads that I was supposed to go through. There was things that I missed and things that, we went into film today or wanting to fix going into this week. But, I don't think there was anything that I surprised him with. I did exactly what he taught me to do throughout the week as far as who to read, what coverages we want to attack. And, we were able to do that in the first half. Second half was a little, shaky, but, first half we started out great.
Well, I was going to ask you about that, Bailey. In the first game, you got off to a bit of a slow start, and in this most recent game, you had one of the hottest starts that any Patriots quarterback's had since Tom Brady was here. What do you sort of attribute that to, sort of preparation-wise, what you saw early on in the game, comfort level, all that? What do you make of it?
Yeah, I think that just, that's all to the teammates and coaches. The coaches did a phenomenal job of getting us prepared on a short week, getting us, giving us tendencies and things like that they saw through film and just trying to help us out as much as possible. And then, it just translates to, teammates on the field, Hunter Henry making plays, Juju making plays, offensive line, playing their butts off, Mike Onwenu, doing his hardest job. He actually had the hardest job out of everybody on the field and, taking care of TJ Watt. He did a phenomenal job at that. And, just kind of looking back at it, we watched the film today. His offensive line, they really got us going, this game, and all the credits to them and what they did. Receivers made plays and made it really easy on me just to kind of just throw it to them, and they made plays, and it was a great game for us.
Dating back to last year, you're now 3-1 as a starting quarterback in the NFL. What does that say about you and your abilities as a starting quarterback?
I mean, the most important thing, of course, is to win. And, that's the thing that I try to do every week is to try to do my job the best I can at my job to put the team in the best possible situation to win games. And, we were able to do that, last week. There's some things that I have to clean up, but going into this week. But, for me, it's, I'm just trying to do my job. I'm not trying to do anything too extra. I'm just doing what I'm coached to do and learning from my mistakes and just trying to get the ball to the playmakers and let them do what they do best.
Thursday was obviously a huge night for you personally. You mentioned that you didn't have anybody there close to you in the stands because of the prices of those tickets for somebody on a rookie contract. I'm just wondering whether there was anybody who reached out to you after the win that surprised you, whether it's a former Patriots player or any other quarterbacks or former quarterbacks or just anybody who you were like, oh, wow, thanks for the kind words or something, but I didn't expect to hear from this person.
No, ma'am. Actually, I don't think there was really anybody outside of, family members and teammates that reached out. I think, I've, of course, a few of my family members that didn't come, but they watched on TV and they reached out. But other than that, just nobody outside of, family and teammates that or coaches that reached out.
Bailey, do you feel a personal sense of vindication to be able to go out and play that well, considering all that's sort of gone on with you this year, being put on waivers and, being the backup all year? Do you feel sort of vindicated now?
Not really. I think there's still a lot more things that, I can get better at and do better. And I think this week we'll try to do that. Looking back at these last few weeks, there's a lot of things that, we did good and didn't do good. So I think we're just trying to take it week by week and just get after the Chiefs this Sunday.
Talking to Patriots quarterback Bailey Zappe. He joins us here on WEEI. What was the biggest difference? And you've mentioned a couple of different times you got some things that you'd like to clean up. What was the biggest difference between the first half and the second half on Thursday?
Yeah, I think that's just just the way the game goes. So we started out hot in the first half. The operation was great. We're moving the ball well. We're getting up to the line, doing everything well. Second half, I think that kind of just falls on me. We started off the one drive, I threw a pick. Something that we always talk about, ball security. I didn't do a very good job with that. Threw interception. Luckily, they went for it on fourth down. Defense stopped them, so we didn't really get any points. We didn't really give up any points from off a turnover, and then just kind of plays here and there that an incomplete ball that I had, or throwing it out of bounds, just trying to not do too much, just not trying to have a turnover. But I think a lot of that second half stuff kind of just falls on me, and just trying to not make a mistake and just trying to make a play. And missed a few balls, missed a few reads, and that's just on me.
Bailey, now that you've been the starter for 2 games, and it looks like hopefully you'll get more opportunities down the stretch, who in the locker room on the offensive side of the ball has been helping you the most get up to speed? Because you had the first start against the Chargers, then it was such a quick turnaround, and I'm sure the coaches were instrumental, but is there anybody else in the locker room who has been kind of a guiding force for you?
I think it's been a group effort. I think it's been everybody. There's really not anybody that I can't go to and ask a question and them not helping me out as far as teammates or coaches. I go to Coach Belichick, OB, Evan, Vinny, Billy Yates, all those guys, Will Long. I can go to each one of those guys and ask questions, and they'll help me out as much as possible, and that's the same for teammates. I can go to them and ask them what they're seeing. Like for a game, for instance, I can, talk to DA about certain things that he's seeing. As far as the front. So it's kind of a group effort. There's really not, a single person that's, just helping me out by themselves. I think it's everybody doing it together.
Bailey, your teammates have described you as confident in the huddle on the sidelines, just sort of confidently kind of commanding the flow of the offense. Do you feel like you're a confident player, and where does that confidence come from?
Yeah, I try to be. I think that's a, important trait to have for a quarterback, is to always have confidence no matter, what's going on, good or bad, throughout the game. And I think a lot of it comes from, what you do throughout the week as far as preparation, how much film you watch, how much, you go over the game plan, and how well the plays as far as what you're wanting to attack and what guy you're trying to, get the ball to and make plays. I think that's kind of where it, comes from, is just the preparation throughout the week. And I'm still young. I'm still learning. I think there's a few things that I can continue to grow on, that I can do better at throughout the week that can also, help me when it comes to Sunday.
Similar vein, you've stated, and Bill Belichick has said this about you as well, and Bill O'Brien has too. You're calm, you're collected, you don't ride the roller coaster. Do you think this team needs that?
I think you need it no matter what situation you're in. I've always been taught to always just, no matter what's going on, never ride the highs, never, stoop down to the lows, just always stay the same person. And that's what I try to be every day. And I think it really doesn't matter what your record is or what's going on throughout the year. I think you always have to be that way. And, that's who I am. That's who I try to be.
You connected with Juju Smith-Schuster for his best game of the season by far. And to double down on that, it's at his old home in Pittsburgh. What has your connection with him through the last 2 weeks been like, and what does he bring to this offense?
Yeah, Juju is he's a veteran player. He's been around for a long time. He's a very smart player. He's a guy that you can go up to and you can talk to about coverages, talk to about tendencies, alignments, as far as, how a corner or a star is playing against him. And, he's very knowledgeable of the game. And I think that helps him as far as the way he played and the way he played versus Steelers. I'm sure there was still maybe a little bit added of, he wanted to get after him, especially since that was his old team. But, Juju's a great player. He's smart. He adds, a lot of great things to this offense and to the wide receiver room. And as a whole, I think, the wide receiver room is a great group. And, we're continuing to grow together and continue to get better every week. But Juju did a phenomenal job, as well as everybody else, Thursday against Steelers.
Bailey, some of us wanted to see a quarterback competition in the offseason, training camp and OTAs and everything like that. Do you feel like the offseason was a legitimate competition between you and Mac?
I mean, I would. It's the question for Coach Belichick. I think as far as reps and everything, I don't know what the difference was between me and him. I don't really get into any of that. I just try to stay focused on the reps that I get and try to do the best I can. And whatever decision was that Coach makes, I respect it and I'll do whatever he says. But I don't see any. I don't think back on it or get mad or what happened in the past or anything like that. I'm focused on the here and now and trying to get ready for the Chiefs and trying to go get another win.
You started the last two games, the Chargers and then Pittsburgh. Do you think you should have started sooner?
I'm just focused on what's going on right now. That's the question for Coach and what he thinks. But, as far for me, I'm focused on the Chiefs this week and whatever he decides on going forward. I'll respect his decision and I'll do whatever he says. But right now I'm getting ready for the Chiefs.
You mentioned Mike Onwenu and the performance he had against TJ Watt in that Thursday night game at right tackle. Is that a position that you feel confident with him out there at right tackle when he's kind of more naturally a guard through his career? And is that where you'd like to see him continue to play even beyond this season if you're the quarterback in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I think Mike Onwenu and a lot of the guys, they're phenomenal football players. And just we're talking about Mike, I think he can play inside and outside. Wherever we need him, I think he's open to playing wherever he needs to be to help the team out. And I think he's really good at both guard and tackle. And, I mean, it's whatever the coaches decide, whatever they deem as best fit, the best five that they put out there, I'm comfortable with all those guys. They really showed what they're capable of against the Steelers. The Steelers have a great front. They have a lot of pressures and things that we had to deal with, and the O-line did a phenomenal job of handling every single thing. And there's not, a single guy out there that I'm not comfortable with. I'm comfortable with all five of them, and I feel like no matter where you put those guys, I think each one of them is going to excel at that position.
Bailey, we saw you at Army-Navy. What'd you think of that, and what did you think of Coach wearing that 1960s Navy helmet?
Yeah, I remember asking him about it, and I think it's like 1962 or whatever. But no, it was a phenomenal game. I was there. I think I got there maybe a little bit after all the flyovers and everything, but I kind of saw all of it happening whenever I was driving up. But no, it was pretty cool. It was kind of it was an awesome opportunity. I'm glad that they had it here. It's a once-in-a-lifetime type of thing. Army-Navy, that's been going on for how many games? 125. So to be able to go to one is something I'll remember forever, and it was a great game. And we were pulling for Navy for Joe, so wasn't too happy with the outcome, but it was a great game to watch.
So that's our quarterback question of the week. It's brought to you by Northeast Men's Health, the experts in men's sexual health with offices in Dedham, Marlborough, Woburn, and Salem, New Hampshire. You can visit northeastmenshealth.com. I was just going to, how did that come about? Like, did you want to go? Were you invited? Was it kind of last second? How did it come about that you ended up attending?
No, I wanted to go. I've always watched the game, from the TV or from home, watching it on TV. So, it was a great opportunity. They had it here at Gillette. I'm just 10, 15 minutes down the road. It was a great opportunity just to come watch one of the greatest games, that college football has to offer. So it was great to come up here. Some of the other Patriot players were up here too, hang out with the guys, watch college football, and just kind of, just relax. And, we're all ball here. So be able to watch football, watch Army and Navy was a great opportunity.
Are you nervous at all that Taylor Swift might be in the house on Sunday? Are you a Taylor Swift fan, Billy?
No, ma'am.
No to both?
This is not a shot to Taylor Swift. I'm not not a fan. I just don't listen to that music.
Got it. What do you listen to?
Is she country or is she?
Yeah, she's kind of like country pop. I mean, she's pop
Once
now,
upon
but
a time
once
she
upon a
was.
time country, yeah.
I'm a country guy, so that's probably why since she transferred over to pop. I know some of her old songs whenever she was in country, but I don't dislike her.
You think she's kind of a sellout?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
No, I understand
how
how this
stick the Swifties on her.
No,
there, Mego. Come on.
I understand how this goes. You were OG, you were on her bandwagon, and then everybody else got on the bandwagon, and you say, okay, I'm out. I understand how it is. It's kind of how I feel about you, Bailey, with the quarterback competition. It's kind of the same way. He's Bailey Zappe. He joins us each and every week here on Jones and Mego with Arcand. Get some fans in the stands this weekend against Kansas City, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
All right. Bailey Zappe, as all our guests, joins us on the Harbor One Hotline.